Alrighty. Going into space. The space of doom. IAV, that's where we are. Icarus. Time to fly towards the sun. Oh yeah, sure. And I should keep the volume increased for my own benefit. Oh yes. See you at GQ, which I guess is half of an AD. It is not that. Christopher's Bateau versus John Medeo. Who will succeed? Now we're inside a real spaceship craft thing. Shuttle bay. Oh, excuse me. The shuttle bay, they said. And the shuttlecraft? What of that? Who knows? Let's have a bunch of undead guys on it, however. Surely that will not be a problem of epic proportions. Perhaps you see some of the new textures here. And yes, you can try Icarus Alien Vanguard for yourself if you have Doom. You just shove the Icarus WAD file in there and be like, yo, run this. It's really easy. It's just Doom 2 -file Icarus.wad. It couldn't be easier. Can't imagine how you could make it more difficult than that. Although if you want, you can use the dehacked patch to give it the level names plus the frickin' intermission stuff. I'm happy enough that it came with a title screen, okay? That's my requirement. You have a full map pack with a title screen. Bam, you win. I'll probably make exceptions for, like, for Doom 1 mods if they're just one episode long. If they have their own custom title screen, I might accept doing that. But one level WADs are pretty much out of the question. Just as an FYI. And I wouldn't really do Super Mario games that are just one world only also. So my mileage will vary on this. So will yours. It's very dark in here. Oh yes, there'll be lots of resorting to looking towards the map of many things. This mod actually uses the map power-up. Did Platonia ever use the map power-up? I don't know. I don't think it needed to. Should stop comparing to other mods and discuss this one. We're gonna have to get that red key somehow, if only we could make it ours. Oh, that's another thing this level structure does, which kind of reminds me of how Blake Stone works, which is the red key is always the last one. It's always the one you need in order to exit the level. And the yellow and blue key will be interspersed in there. I believe it's always... I forget if the order they put in is blue, yellow, red. Or yellow, blue, red in this case. But yeah, there's just a certain order of keys to collect, and that it's kind of, again, kind of similar to how Blake Stone sort of worked. Kind of similar to how Heretic worked, actually, too. Although in Heretic's case, it was just a matter of it was always a key order. It didn't matter which one was the last one. There just had to be an order to these things. Yeah, because in Heretic it'd be yellow, green, and blue. And there is no red key in Heretic. We're gonna have to apologize for that one. I like to see someone just kind of transfer all the Heretic textures onto Doom levels, just to see how that would work. But it seemed it's easier said than done, which is surprising because I thought Heretic was a skin plus the item management. Oh yeah, since Microsoft has bought Activision Blizzard, yeah, that won't cause any problems in the Game Sphere. The Game Sphere 1080. It doesn't exist. But maybe we can get some Heretic Hex and stuff there, eh? Especially if dude was wearing a Hex shirt. It's like, that doesn't mean there'll be a Hex. It's like, then why would you wear a Hexen shirt, man? God. If you're at a gaming conference, equivalent to E3, because E3 has just been shattered into different things, much how, like, television has been shattered into different streaming services, you know, be careful of what you're advertising. And if that's another game that you specifically own, people are going to ask. You know, rumors will spread abound. It's like, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean you're making it, but you can't imagine that someone wouldn't think that. It's perfectly reasonable to have that guess. An educated guess with limited information. This is how theories form and conjectures. Icarus natus, Icarentus. Wasn't Icarus one of those things with that one Marvel movie that was kind of eh? The Eternals, yeah. What was it that I know what the thing with the Eternals movie was. It's that they use a director they don't normally use, and well, that I wouldn't consider to be a problem just because the director I'm not familiar with. It is a problem if the director's only like made one other movie. That tells me that the producers just made Eternals kind of a throwaway for this person to try out on, and the results are what you may have seen before you if you've watched the Eternals. Oh, the art direction was fine. That's pretty much what I expected. And I did like, which Megatron voice actor was it? But he did, yeah, was it like the Beast Wars Megatron? Yeah, he was one of the Celestials. I'm like, holy shit. That's a blast from the past, my good man. I'm glad that guy has work. One of the last places I expected him. That's one thing I kind of like about the cinematic universe, is because if we keep, like, drawing from multiple characters, eventually, you know, what's going to end up happening, especially with the writer's strike and actors strike, which I don't know how long it's going to go. I just heard about it recently. Since the last two movies, the last two good movies before that would be Barbie and Oppenheimer. I have no idea what the future's going to look like there. But most likely, they're going to turn to like YouTubers, influencers, and reality stars. You know, which is kind of how they ruin TV, kind of. But yeah, you have that, and that makes me think we're just... Hell, already game companies are using YouTubers as voice actors, and it's not even really that much. And I'm just like, is that what makes them a good voice actor? Is just how well known they are? I don't think so. Like, some of these guys are just doing it as like a one bit, as like a one-off, but some people are just getting like full-on roles. I'm just like, really? All you have to do is have people vouch for you, and then skill is irrelevant? Is that how that works? You know what happens when we base our likes above what is actually useful to what we want versus what we need? Yeah. It's always what we want versus what we need. And it's like, no, don't shit them for doing what they want. I don't know. It's a way too complicated discussion. I was about to start, and I'm not prepared to do that. I hope this room isn't trapped in a fashion. I'm a fashion disaster. Passionately fashionable. Oh, yes. Come with me if you want to live. I will tell you this. This is a shitty part of the level, huh? Yes, let's put in all the hit scanner dudes and far away. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Metal from TNT Evolution. That's how I know it's the Team TNT guys, because they just put these dudes in like places they shouldn't be. You really wouldn't think it as much till you actually start studying level design, but no, you can't just place things out willy-nilly. I've seen thousands of Mario Maker levels. I know what I'm talking about. Well, if we have all the things, I don't have any of my good weapons yet, but that's alright. It'll be helpful, rocket launcher, when I get to you. I know the BFG is going to be a while. BFG is going to be like towards the end of the first part of the game. That's relatively normal, though. Because that's not really until the big guns start coming out, and you're like, oh no, they got big guns, I got big guns, guns for everybody. Stay tuned to my TEDx talk. Oh wait, we're gonna have to just call it TED Talk now. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I wonder if just like, let's just go outright with it. Is everybody stupid? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I don't mean just because they're stupid. I mean because people say certain things, not even in a two-faced way, and then just forget that they said it and don't do it. I don't mean like that. It's just like, okay, you mean this, but you don't actually mean this. But you weren't even trying to lie. You just genuinely don't know what you mean. And every time there's like a major happening, it's like, I don't know, it's like their brain just doesn't work, or it's just blind to something. I don't even mean to say blind because, you know, losing your vision doesn't mean you're an idiot. Contrary to proper belief. We do use it as an insult to suggest that, though, but no. It's like, yeah, your brains are your eyes. I don't know. I don't want to say that I kind of toot my own horn, but yes, I'm going to toot my horn, alright? The problem is, I don't have a horn. So I don't have... I can toot, but I don't have a horn, okay? It did not come with a horn installment. I careless, you cannot. If we were born, we will fall apart. Shoot this guy. Back over here. Do. There's like an ongoing, like, sort of motif for Icarus, where it goes do 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 that you're gonna hear in like most of the songs in the soundtrack. I'd love to hear remixes of these. Yeah. But yeah, I remind you once again that I'll take FM synthesis over Roland SC55. Even though I know stuff like Duke Nukem 3D was designed for that. I should know, because, well, I just want to admit that now to Mr. Lee over there. Be like, yo, Mr. Lee and Mr. Prince, I'm sorry that you designed this for it to sound a certain way, but I am a scrub who just likes FM synthesis and thinks it's weird to have music that sounds better than the... I don't know, it's like a mismatch between graphics and music. Let's put it that way. Of course, if it's CD book audio, well, then I have no excuse. You know, if it's CD book audio, I leave it in there. Unless it doesn't cover every track. Which is the case for Blood, oddly enough. Like, Blood has a CD track, but it doesn't cover every song in the game. So, that means I use FM synthesis. I wonder what FM synthesis Shadow Warrior would sound like, though, because that doesn't exist. OPL3, it is the OPL3 that kinda uses Yamaha chips similar to Sega Genesis. Maybe that's why I enjoy it. It sounds like Sega a little bit. No, really, a lot of the FM synthesis that was not designed for SS55 is gonna sound like your Genesis. Like, for real. So, say Duke Nukem 2. That really does sound like a Genesis game. Right there. I'm serious, man. It's all about them... sorry, I'm not into the DAW, the Digital Audio Workstation lexicon right now. I don't have all the cool lingo words that everybody knows about except me. But at least I'm not going berserk. Doom Guy's gonna go berserk, but you are just gonna have to help me. Help me see what I stand for, what I don't know about, what I shut all these guys for. Do I resent doing this for the next few days of just talking rather than actually playing a video game? Not exactly. My only regret is that I get tired. My only regret is I require energy. I'd love to keep doing this. As long as the powers that be will allow me. Who are those powers that be? They be the powers, yo. I don't have the red key access yet, and I'm kind of flustering. But no, it's pretty close. Wouldn't have gauged it any other way. Trying this door, yeah. Ta-da! Now it's open. You're not gonna hear the thing go down, but trust me, it's open. Yeah. I definitely had to rehearse doing these levels because of all their little quirks that they have. Not even just in case of getting lost. Sometimes it's a matter of making sure I don't die by accident. Due to how strange some of these things are. Like if they'll have to have the random thing crushing you, it's like, oh, that's nice, you wanted to crush me today. Planet exit. So the next level is going to be, we're going to a planet. Isn't that wonderful, balls? Oh yes, I know it to be. And you always need the red key to pull the switch. That's just how it works. Mr. Minadeo. Deo, me come see my banana. For my tally man who counts the bananas. And it's not Victor Zsasz. It's that other guy, Tally Man from the Batman comics. I've never actually seen happen in a live action film or TV web streaming series. Like, I guess we can't really call it television anymore, can we? We just have to call it like a series. Who is using the television? I don't know. I just called a big monitor. We don't really transmit that way. And if we do, it's too late for you. Man, who... I'm just trying to feel bad for poor sods who watch daytime TV. It's so sad.